talk about your best scouting memory, whether that's somebody that's been an anomaly in you guys' system or somebody that was a huge hit in you guys' system. Just talk about one of your best scouting memories that you can recall.
I think you got to go back to I think it was like 2016 draft. I guess it was Chris Jones was the guy that that was like one of the first years that I was really involved with the draft. When we initially started it, I guess it was the 2015 draft. Gosh, I'm like really losing my memory on these drafts now. I think it was 2015 draft was our first one. We only finished up like a few weeks, like all the grading a few weeks before the draft. We didn't get much evaluation, but then the next year we did. And Chris Jones was a guy that I just said, I mean, we've seen, and it goes back to that, we've seen dominance in certain games, and he has the physical tools to dominate. And yes, there's negatives on his tape. Yes, there's a lot of bad plays. And yes, there's some games where he just didn't look interested at all. But if you see that dominance, and against real competition, it was like an Arkansas game, I think like an Ole Miss game, where he just was unblockable. You see that, and he has those physical tools. That's the kind of guy I think you can get it out of, more regularly at the NFL level. I said I would draft him top 3 overall in that draft. He ended up going the second round. So I think I would have been proven more correct on that than where he ended up going. So that's probably one of my favorites. I think more recently, a guy I really loved, and then he went to my favorite team, was Elgton Jenkins. I call him, easily the top interior offensive lineman in last year's draft. I thought he was just played with incredible balance, was just a very all-around solid player, and thought he could even play tackle at the NFL level with how good he was. And he came in, was, one of the better guards in the NFL from day one. So I do think that one more recently is one of my favorites.